Well, hey, stamping friends, Darlene with Darling Stamps, and I got my pumpkin a little late in the month. It's almost the 25th, and I really like that Stamping Up looks at the benefits of their anniversary, and they share it with us. There's a lot of people who look at pumpkin and go, I don't need to do that, and I can find something else to do. But it really makes it nice when you can get a kit that has all kinds of extras. So I want to show real quick, and then I'll hop into my alternates. So this is a great sponge for blending, for sponging, for putting any kind of color wash. Color wash, it makes a look of, but it brushes it. But what I want to show is basically the first thing I'm going to do with this thing is cut it into my fourths and kind of like a pie. Ooh, thinking of pie, Easter's coming, and I normally don't do tradition of different things with pies, but really it's been on my mind is in the trees, and this just reminds me of picnic, doesn't it? Picnic. Yeah, picnic. Strawberry pie, lemon meringue pie. Okay, so here are my 8 pieces. And then basically I will take a binder clip, and I will binder the edge like that. And then that gives me some nice area to apply ink. And then these great little things, I say things, they're actually stencils, but we have the clouds, we have kind of a mountain scene. It's kind of cool. Let's see if I can get that here. I'm thinking I can show it to you, but it's really hard to do that. Okay. Oh, there we go. Mountain scene. This is the starburst. Whoops. Starburst. And the second starburst is for a different color. Like if you wanted to do an overlay. It actually is interesting because when you do, let me just go back to here real quick. When you do these, so it kind of makes sense just to do one. But when you're sponging a color, to clean it off, to put another color, so to have 2 makes it twice as nice. Okay, and then of course these stars are kind of neat. That can be used for a lot of things. So anyhow, so that's the stencils, and I'll be right back because I have some really cool alternates. Stay tuned. All right, so I'm going to jump in since I kind of showed how I did my little sponges. And this is really neat because we're able to do with pumpkin. This has different kind of set sayings, but I love the birds and the wildflowers and the trees. So if you don't subscribe, think about, if you're starting a hobby or wanting to get into stamping, looking at this as a possible subscription. You can do it for 1 month, or you can do it for month to month. It's a surprise, like a birthday every single month. So because March is the anniversary, these little stencils came as an extra, so kind of a gift, so to speak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in before I go into my alternates, and I'm going to show you just a way that I went through and took one of the samples in how to do that. But so if you just take I already started it, but it's just a white piece, and I've done washi tape. And if you take your sponge, now I use the binder clip at the small end of the pie, and in doing my sponging, I can go as dark. Now this one, because this is actually kind of loose and everything, I just held that down, and then it didn't really have any type of addition. And then I also want to add just a little bit more interest than I did on my previous one. So I will add a little bit more. And you know, this washi tape is not supposed to pull the cardstock, but guess what? It does. So anyhow, it's really good washi tape, which I'm going to throw away because, yeah, it was not the best thing that I do. Okay, I'm going to be covering it, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I want to put a little bit of stars, and because I can do it really light, I'm not going to tape it, but you can roll, you can pounce, however you'd like it, but I just thought I would add a little bit more interest in this one. And then you can see how the stars kind of, they're hinting, you know, but just a little bit there. All right, I could use blue, but all right. So now we are going to, because this is Daffodil Delight, I'm using Daffodil Delight as my base or layer, and I've already popped out my small daisies on it. And I think, you know, it's been a while since I did a video because of moving and getting settled. Yeah, it has just been kind of a real hoot. So this is actually a piece, as I'll show you in some of my alternates. This is a piece of a piece that comes with the kit, and I just am utilizing the most of it. Plus, I'm going to cover this little, oops. That's what's nice, you know, when you bake or when you do cards, it really is nice to be able to have a way to cover that up. And then in the kit came twine, and in order to kind of have a smooth transition of that layer that I just put in, I am just going to, I can't get the right side, going to just roll that together, tie it off, cut it, and call it good. But yeah, you know, I did a tour, like a craft room tour when I got settled, and I made a comment in the video that, you know, it would be nice to have all of the IKEA and the special wonderful storage and shelving, but you know, I know some of us don't have that privilege. So I did my tour with just kind of the hopes of showing, you know, hey, here's really an option of what you can do and just make it work for you. I'm going to put a little bow in here. Looks like I cut my end just a little too short, but we will make it work. And so now that I have gotten my pumpkin finally, and I got the pumpkin, so now I can try to put together all my stuff from my previous project. Now I can put together some regular consistency with my videos, but yeah, and I do a glue dot on that just so it'll stay in check. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. I'm not finishing my sentences. It's a little early in the morning. Okay. All right, so now I have this piece done. Now I'm going to put it on a balmy blue, which is not the exact color of this, but it matches wonderfully. And then, and when you're doing a card, I think what's really great is that when you look at a card and go, something's missing. So by doing the outline of the Daffodil Delight, which is what my stencil is, You see how the it just gives a little bit more layers or depth to it. Now, just to have some fun, I took the daisy punch and wanted to kind of put that in the middle, kind of as a, hold on, middle, and to put just the sun in there. Anyhow, it looks like I have some stuff in there. This one, I actually put a little gem in the middle. I'm not going to put a sentiment on just for the sake of time. But yeah, so you can see the bling kind of helps. It's a little bit than this one. All right, so now let's jump into alternates. Now, I will confess, I have been using the pumpkin as a benefit for a order that I'm putting together for a friend. And so you'll see I have the insides already done, which I normally don't show, and I have an insert because this will go in the little page little clear hanger that she can sell these. So Stampin' Up! Has an angel policy, and so you'll see that I actually have the back of the card already stamped. So it actually says Stamping Up with the registered. So it's a way of being able to sell cards as long as we give Stamping Up credit. So just FYI. Anyhow, this actually is the flap. So in the inserts for the envelopes, this is the flap that would normally go on like this. But I thought, you know, it was extra. I'd cut it up. I'd used this part of it for other cards. So anyhow, just putting that together, putting the little birds on there flying around. And then this is kind of a two-part. So you'll see, actually, I should have done it the other way around, because I used, there's that bottom piece. There's that bottom piece. And so this is regular 4 by 5 1/4, and then take a corner to a corner on your paper trimmer and make a diagonal cut. I have flipped it, so the other cards are like this, just so it has a difference. And then this is that So Sweetly with the scallop, and the stitch is real pretty. And then the little leaves and so forth. I tried using my bigger stamps for that, and then of course a butterfly duo. Oh, this stamp punch is on the last chance as a clearance item, so be aware if that's something you want to pick up. And then this one, I just used half of that sun ray, and then this is has the embossing on it, and then the trees with some wildflowers. Okay, now I took the pieces that came in the kit, and I cut off all of the borders on this. And so there's how I made those two different. This one has the layer of that pretty peacock, and oops, my piece is coming out. and then just did this as my base and the leaves. But you can see the difference. This tree is upside down, or the back side, and I just did the old olive on that. So it's kind of using the same thing, just flipping it. And I did this again as well with flipping that. And then this, I saw someone do this, and they did the bottom in the pretty peacock, and then the top half of the wildflowers they did in the calypso coral. That was kind of nice. And then here's that stencil of those mountains. Isn't that nice? Nice. So this print DSP with the other envelope was very busy, so I didn't want to use it as prominent. So this is just using two different ones, the wildflowers and the Thinking of You. But see how I offset this one and then just did a square off symmetrical of the layer on that one. This one actually has a little bit of the base of the card that came in the kit that I chop up all the time. And then this is another one of the same piece, and just using a bigger stamp set with that. This one is also using the stars as, this is kind of a resist effect. So this is Versamark. I just stamped on the stencil, and see if I can get a shadow on that. There you go, a little bit. So the white cardstock, and then clear embossing, and then use the balmy blue with my sponge over that, and then there's that base again like we just used. And then the twine really helps to kind of set apart, so it looks like my ocean here, or it looks like ocean or lake, kind of matches that. And then did the outline layer of that. Last one is an idea that I saw where it's a double stamp. So when you do one stamp and then you stamp again, it kind of gives it a shadow effect. Can I see that? And the wildflowers. And then this is just that that insert well as well. And they just tore that. So anyhow, I have a bunch more, but I want to keep my videos as short as possible. So I hope you enjoy this. And if there is any opportunity to inspire you with more things, I'll have more to come. You have a great day and talk to you soon. Bye.